Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Welcome home again. The place is coming together finally. Today we've got lots of interesting things. We've got a couple of different floor systems to show you. One of them goes down, it's a beautiful wooden floor that goes down without any nails. The other one's made out of glass. Also, we're looking at a water purification system, and we're going to take you for a walk around the house to show you all the progress. Stick around. It's good to have you home again. Well, let's get started today in the former barn, almost finished art studio now, and Fred Giuggio is here from Quick Step Floors.
Hi, Bob. Good to see you.
How are you?
Good.
So this is a revolutionary new type of wood laminate floor,
well,
right?
it's glueless. That's what's revolutionary about it.
It's glueless. No
correct.
glues, no nails.
Glues, no nails, no anything.
What's to keep it from just kind of popping up or
well, it's the
lifting
engineering.
up?
The engineering is done this way. It's done with an 8mm board, and when the two boards come together, they lock. And they lock on all four sides. As you can see, the fellow's putting this down. That's the best part about this
What
board.
about it getting, absorbing moisture and swelling up?
We have a 25-year wear, stain, fade, in moisture warranty. And because of that, we have, to stabilize the board, we have melamine underneath.
I see.
Plus we have moisture wear layer underneath.
Okay, and you can get it in all sorts of
We
finishes.
have 25 different colors. Today we're doing Bianco for the barn.
This one here.
And we're pretty proud of the product.
What's the underlayment? On top of the concrete, we've got
This
a layer.
happens to be the Quick Step Unisound. This is a 1/16 floating foam pad, and it's a high density pad that sucks up a lot of the sound when you put it on top.
Okay, let's say hi to Kirk Ward from Award Flooring. And Kirk, have you been putting this stuff down for a while now?
Since January, it's new to the marketplace. We are been in the laminate business for about 8 years in an installation capacity.
You're down in Buzzards Bay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I've done is since we've opened a retail store and the boys have continued on installing, my two sons, yeah.
Great. So how do you like putting this down?
Oh, it's a great product. It's a time saver. It's very fast. Where we have the no glue situation, it helps you with the cleanup.
What are all these black things that you've got on the edge?
We're creating a space around the perimeter for expansion. You have to leave a 1/4 inch expansion around the perimeter so as it does where it's a floating floor, so it has expansion.
Yeah. And so you start off with staggered...
Staggered rows here, and then so that your joints don't line up.
Let's see, how does it click together?
It just snaps in just like that, okay? It's simple.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, let's watch the boys flying with this stuff. So really, that's all there is to it. It's just tapping it tight in place.
You lock it in on the side, and then you get it as close as you can and lay it into position, lock it, and then you tap it in from the end.
Okay.
And then the mechanism makes up. And if you happen to have one that don't click together, if there's any damage, you can easily take it out and just replace it.
But this is truly precision engineered.
Oh, it's a great product. You know, there's no overboard issues. As you can tell, it's very smooth. The joints are very, you know, you can't...
They're practically invisible.
Exactly. It's a terrific product.
But Kirk, do you stick the seams together?
Yes, we do. We have a vapor barrier on the top of the product.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and what it does is we have a removable tape here. And then what that does is finalize the vapor barrier.
So it makes it one uniform vapor barrier throughout the entire space.
Yeah, and it saves us from having to tape it. It's a pretty nice, it's a faster way of getting it sealed.
Great.
Okay? So basically and then we cut we just basically
Just peel and stick.
Peel and stick, and we just make it up so that it butts each other, not overlapping. And just peel the tape and continue down through. So then basically we're ready to continue on.
So the stability of this material makes it very easy to cut, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, Bob. You can usually, actually, most people will just use a cross-cut saw or anything like that.
Right,
We can do
fit it
for.
around columns or whatever.
Absolutely.
This has gone in real time in about 45 minutes.
Yes.
And so they're 2/3 of the way done, almost
Right.
completed. We'll see it later on the show, but let me ask you a couple of other questions. For example, maintenance with something like this. Do you have to put any special
No,
product on it?
actually, we do have cleaning kits to go with it, but it's just a very, very damp type of situation, a damp mop, or just
Yeah.
light cleaning, or even just
And-
dry cleaning.
Yeah, no, I'm rubbing my
Right.
boot across it there to see if it mars, but it
It
doesn't.
it will not, and the nice part about this is it does have a 25-year stain and fade warranty as well.
Okay, what about the cost?
Well, it's pretty good. In most of the local markets, you're around $3.99 a foot for the product. And again, that for an 8mm product is very comparable to anything out there that's right now. That's what's nice about it. You don't buy extra glue. You don't have to pay, the retail's good.
What if I drop a 50-pound object on it? Doesn't it kind of get damaged and
It
compressed?
probably will. I mean, 50 pounds from any kind of from a height of anything of a couple of feet. But what's nice about this, there's no glue. So you could actually go to the end or to the closest point of the board, unclick them,
Yeah.
put a brand new board down, click it back together again.
Excellent.
It's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle.
Okay, well, watch him finish this up. Now, Kurt, how will you make this transition from here to the concrete slab in the utility area?
Okay, what we'll do is we'll fasten this receiver for our transition down to the concrete with either Marley's or adhesive, and then we snap in this transition to finish off the edge because we have another floor coming into this.
Nice job, thanks.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll accent the floors with a glass block panel system. Stick around. Back in the house now, the plasters have finished. So you know we've reached a really special moment on the job when they're out of the place, and other finishes can go in. Mary Lou Pace is here from Circle Redmond, which is the company that manufactures the glass block floors that we're putting in here. Now, this is not a product I've ever used before in a kind of a New England residential remodeling project. And I think it's really neat because architecturally it really brings that feeling of bringing the new into the old. But I'd be afraid of breaking this.
Nope, you don't have to be afraid of breaking this. This actually is a extruded aluminum framework, and it's completely structural. And what this product is incorporating is actually hollow glass blocks.
But if you drop something on the glass blocks, like a little dumbbell or something, aren't you going to shatter it?
No, in residential applications, this product is perfect. Typically flooring is to maybe 40 pounds per square foot or 20 pounds per square foot in a house. This is calcs to something much higher, 60 pounds a square foot or above.
Is that right?
Yes.
So it's a tempered glass block as well.
No, actually, hollow glass blocks are purchased glass units, and they are actually annealed glass.
Annealed, okay.
And annealed is very strong too. It's a double-sided, double-faced form of glass.
So your company buys the glass block from a major manufacturer
Right.
and then creates these.
A monolithic panel system and structural panel.
And it's always custom, right? Depending on what the architect specified.
Pretty much.
Okay. Now, what does something like this cost?
Typically, a glass flooring system, you should expect to spend somewhere around $100 a square foot.
And we've got 3 of them here, and I know that, well, 2 of them are going in this area, one right here in the landing on the 2nd floor, and then another one in the landing on the 3rd floor, and it's supposed to work with the skylight that we have up there so that we should theoretically get daylight all the way down to here.
Right.
It'll be sexy when it's done. Are these heavy?
Yep, they are.
They're real heavy. Okay. Well, let's say hi to Charlie, who's over here getting the other opening prepped. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Bob.
Now, what have you done to receive this? Because I know Mary Lou didn't want to say how heavy they are, but you probably had something to do with unloading them, right?
They've got a little bit of weight to them. About 250 pounds a piece.
A piece?
Approximately, yeah.
Wow. So how are we installing them up here?
What we're doing is that we put in some 3/16 shims behind our 3/16 by 1.5 inch angle iron.
And the angle iron is just
Just a typical L-shaped angle iron.
Which you can get at a home
3/16
improvement center at the
home
hardware
improvement
store.
center anywhere, correct. And we drilled out for all our bolts that Jimmy's ratcheting in right now. We're
Okay.
doing a 5/16 by 3-inch bolt.
Okay.
And
So essentially, you'll have angle on all four sides. How much bearing do you need? About an
they
inch, inch and
require
a half?
about an inch of bearing. Is all it takes, all the way around.
And once that is in place, do you have to put any kind of sealant or caulking around the edges? Or?
If there's a big gap, then they require to put some grout around it. But if we're pretty close, tight, we should be okay.
How are you going to put this thing up there?
We're going to carry it up through the staircase and bring it around.
Well,
Set
you
it
might
up.
need a hand.
Yes, we do.
Let's see how easy that's going to happen. You got Matt around. Hi, Matt. All right, let's see now. 250 pounds.
We're going to lift it up from here, approximately.
Oh, now, Mary Lou, this side is frosted, huh?
Yeah, what we do is we actually do a sandblasted finish, and the reason why we do that is because for slip resistance.
Oh, okay, so this is the
walking surface.
The walking surface. The other side is what I'll see up
Actually-
in the ceiling.
Right.
Okay. Well, go ahead, guys.
Thanks. Ready? All right, gonna make a turn. I'm heading up, so you're gonna get the weight.
Yep.
Whichever way you wanna go.
Well, one of us is gonna swing around.
Okay.
Styrofoam then. Okay.
Actually, we don't even need the
You wanna
styrofoam.
rest this on?
Yeah, we can set it down. Set it down.
Can we rest it on the two
Yeah,
buttons?
yeah. That's where I'm going with it.
Watch your fingers.
Right down. Okay. Slide it into position.
Like everything else in remodeling, sometimes you got to invent as you go along. And here Charlie has set up 3 planks, some 2x4s, where the thing is setting. And now, what's the plan, Charlie?
So we're just gonna lift up on this, and then we have Matt upstairs. He'll slide the 2x out, and we'll drop it right down into place.
Okay. So
Okay.
you don't really need me here, do you?
I don't think you want to be there.
Let's watch. Here you go. Oh, beautiful. Let's see it from the second floor. Oh boy, that really looks beautiful out here, doesn't it?
It sure does.
And this, of course, will be surrounded with a wood floor right up to it. The light comes in from the little French door that leads out to the unusual balcony. Well, I guess we can step on it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, is this all that Circle Red makes, these floor systems?
Nope, we also offer window panels and skylights.
Terrific. Thanks, Mary Lou.
Okay, thanks.
We'll be back in a moment with a water treatment system for our Medford farmhouse. Our plumber Ted Moxham is here installing a water purification system, and Dave Krupinski's here from Connecticut.
Hi, Bob.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, why do we need a water purification system in a city situation where you've got processed water?
That's a good question. You know, a lot of people have the misperception that just because it's city water, it's not hard. And in fact, 85% of all homes in America have hard water. It doesn't matter if they're on a city water supply or if they're on a well. So we can treat that hard water.
What about chlorine?
Also has chlorine. This particular system will dechlorinate all the water going throughout the entire home, and chlorine can dry your skin, can dry your hair, can fade your clothing prematurely, so we want to take that out too.
Yeah, now the big thing I was always concerned about was sediment in the pipes, and this looks like one of your props.
Exactly right. We brought this sample. It was cut away from another project, but you can see the long-term effects of hardness going through your plumbing.
This is not styrofoam that you've stuck in
No.
there. This is actually,
This is actually the calcium that comes out of the water and scales inside of the pipe and effectively reduces your plumbing size down to, this looks like about 1/4 of an inch.
like a pencil. How long do you suppose it took for that to happen?
Oh, probably a few years. Yeah.
Just a few years.
Yeah.
And that, of course, would indicate that you're getting very low water volume throughout the house.
Not
right?
only that, but this kind of effect can happen inside of your water-using appliances too, and reduce their efficiency and cause a lot of unnecessary repairs. So
All
we
right,
want
and
to take care of that.
what kind of a system is this?
Well, this is a whole house management system, which really involves two separate components. You have a dechlorinator and softener system that treats the water that goes throughout the entire home. That's for the water that goes on you, the general purpose water for bathing, for doing laundry, for doing dishes. And then we also have a reverse osmosis drinking water system, which is a multi-stage filtration system that further purifies your drinking water.
Just those little tiny tanks that are up there?
Exactly right.
They're not really tanks then, they're...
Right, they're filters that the water passes through on its way out your kitchen tap.
Okay. And then where Ted is just removing the lid, that's where you have to put in your salts, right?
Exactly
Salt,
right,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, the water softener uses a regenerant salt. The salt comes in and cleans the inside of the tank of any residue hardness, and then of course it's flushed away down the drain, so you have clean, soft water coming out of that system when it's finished.
Gotcha. What's the tank over Ted's head there for?
Well, this is our new quick flow tank. Typically, people have complained about reverse osmosis systems delivering water to the faucet somewhat slowly. So we've come out with this. What we actually do is we take your household water pressure, and here's a good example here. Here's a clear version of the tank so you can see how it looks inside. We take your household water pressure and that actually squeezes the bladder, and inside of the bladder is the drinking water that comes out of your faucet. So your household water pressure is exerting a very strong constant force and giving you really good delivery at the faucet.
So you get good delivery, good volume and pressure.
Exactly.
Now, how much maintenance does a system like this require?
Well, not terribly much. I mean, you have to periodically put salt in the system, but since this is demand operated, it only operates when you're using water, so it doesn't regenerate unnecessarily and waste salt and water, so your salt usage is relatively low. And then with the reverse osmosis systems, you have to replace the pre-filter and the post-filter about once a year, and the system shuts off to tell you when it's time to do that.
So is this the kind of job that you have to send out maintenance people several times a year?
Well, actually, we have service people at our shop that do, I just do installations, and we have service people that come out, and we recommend once a year. You notice I just put a note on here that next November they should have a checkup, and what they do is they come down, they check that little ball cock that's inside there, they'll run a test on the water, make sure the pH is where it's supposed to be, 7.0, and check for the hardness, and
but
they
you should,
just run it
the
through the system,
homeowner needs to add salt
the
every
homeowner
few
has to add
weeks,
salt.
right?
If you look down inside there, there's a white grid down on the bottom there, and
So every
that white grid, I'll put in 2 bags of salt, that green bags behind
right,
you.
right.
And when the homeowner can see any part of that white grid, that's when it's time to add salt.
Add salt, exactly. Usually the homeowner just sees this though, right?
Right, this will be installed eventually up in the finished kitchen on the countertop by the sink, and this is what dispenses your drinking water.
Great. Thanks, fellas.
You bet.
Thank you, Bob.
Next, we'll be in the barn to check in on the completed Quick Step floor installation. Our mahogany deck, which is 50 feet wide, has got a coat of clear sealer on it, which gives it a beautiful, deep, rich look. We're still waiting for the trellises that go up here at this end of it. Some of the stringers are in place for what will be 3 steps that lead up to the deck that go the whole width of the deck, so that really they act as a bench as well. The tumbled concrete pavers are around the entire house now, so that you have this fabulous path that leads from the front door all the way out here through the garden and into the studio space if you want to. And finally, the breezeway has received its French doors, so that the house is pretty much tight at this point. And in here we've got a finished floor. Nice job, Fred.
Hi, Bob. What do you think?
You're mopping, I see.
Well, this is just a dry mop. The maintenance is pretty easy.
Is it?
All you need is a damp mop. We have cleaning kits. Very, very, very light water with a damp mop. Just push it just a little bit and easy, and it'll come up just
And that
bright
takes
and
care
beautiful.
of, yeah, they're very easy to maintain.
Yes,
but
sir.
the really impressive thing is that we finished the whole installation in very little time.
Yes, we did.
Fabulous job. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Running out of time. Come home again next time. We're going to be landscaping out in the side yard. We'll also be putting in a new type of wood floor in the main house. Till then, I'm Bob Vila. It's good to have you home again. For lots of information and resources for your home improvement project, check out my website at bobvila.com.